Minasan, konnichiwa. Otamu desu. 11ヶ月間日本語を勉強しています。よろしくお願いします。Hello, everyone. I said, hello, everyone. My name is Autumn, and I've been studying Japanese for 21 months. So almost 2 years now, which is very impressive. And I would like to talk a little bit about that. I've never actually made a video about it, but if you have joined my live streams, I do a live stream almost every Saturday evening, Eastern time, around 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then we do some Japanese studying there, and I show you some of the methods that I use to study Japanese. So I started learning Japanese in 2024, in September of 2024. So at the time that this video goes live, I think it's 21 months at this point. I think so. Yeah, that seems to be about right. So almost 2 years at this point. And this is something that I've been doing every single day. Mainichi benkyou shiteimasu. Mainichi benkyou shiteimasu. Yes, I study every day. And I want to talk a little bit about just some of the methods that I use to learn, because both of these methods of active learning and passive learning has greatly helped me. And I would like to share a little bit about that with you. So I employ both active studying and passive studying. And what does that mean exactly when it comes to me learning Japanese? Well, for active studying, I use flashcards. And the flashcards are on my phone. And if you've ever joined my live streams, you can kind of see some of those flashcards here. So for example, if I bring it up here, we have a flashcard, and I can press on it. It gives me the word here, and if I press on it, it'll tell me what the word is and the definition of that word in English. And I swipe it to the right if I got it correctly, and I swipe it to the left if I got it wrong. And it gives me example sentences and that sort of stuff. So I look at the word, and I'm like, what is this word? I think this word is traffic. Kotsu, right? There it is. Kotsu, traffic. So then I would just swipe it to the right and say, okay, there we go. And then it gives me another word and everything, which is Fuyu Yasumi, which is winter vacation. Okay. Fuyu Yasumi, winter vacation. Okay, so we're not going to go through all these, but it gives an example sentence below that in English and in Japanese, and I read what I can and just kind of go from there. Okay. So that is one of the active ways that I learn. So I do the flashcards about 3 times a day or so, maybe about 10 minutes. So that is about half hour throughout the day. Okay, so that is one of the active ways. Another active way is this one's not as regular. It's kind of irregular, but it usually does happen every day, where I will watch like an educational video about whether it be like grammar and vocabulary. It could be a scenario that is playing out and it has captions, and I just watch that and I just follow along. And it's like, even though maybe I don't fully understand everything that is being said, but I can still kind of read along with the captions. The more I watch it and listen to it, the more I begin to understand it more. As well as, just even though you can do all that sort of stuff, it's also important to have conversation, to be able to actually speak it. So when I'm watching these videos, I will speak things out loud. When I'm reading the sentences, I will speak them out loud. And then also just having actual conversation with actual people who are native in the language is also very important, whether that be, for me, that is with a text message, as well as voice and audio calls and messages and that sort of thing. But that's also a bit hard for me as well, because it's much easier for me to actually look at a sentence and look at a word than it is to actually like listen and interpret it, and then be like, okay, what did this person say, and how do I say it? How do I say my response back? Certain topics I can say very easily, very, very well, but other topics is like, say it very slowly, let me try to comprehend it. Okay, I got it, and now I can form my response. But it's like easier almost if I type it, then I can see the words and actually say it a little bit easier. So I can read it much faster than I can actively say it. I have to really think about what to say, but over time, it slowly gets easier. So that is some of the active practice that I do. When it comes to passive, these are things like in the background. These are things that I'm not actively focusing on, that are just kind of in the background. So those educational videos that I mentioned, that I have actively watched, I will also listen to them in the background. These would be videos that, just teach words, phrases, grammar, and I will repeat those videos again and again and again, whether I am cooking, or cleaning, or doing other activities. Not so much exercising. I don't listen to them while I'm exercising. But cooking and cleaning are definitely some of the top things that I listen to it in the background as I'm doing those activities. And I put it on repeat, and then I finally start to understand. It's like, oh, okay, I understand now why this grammar is this way. But then I have to actively put it into practice. I have to do examples. Like, okay, I understand the concept of this now. Let me apply it and put it into a sentence and see if I truly understand it. And then I'm able to do it a bit easier. And it was interesting, I noticed, because there's a few videos that I've watched that all it basically does is just say the word in Japanese and then say the word in English. And that's it. And if you actually watch the video, it'll show you the actual characters for the word, but I usually don't. I just have it in the background. I would notice I would just know words without even knowing how I knew them. Because as I was studying my flashcards, I'm like, how do I know this word? How do I know it? It's like, okay, that's because I'm like, let me say the word in English. Let me say the word in English. And I say it in English, and then it's like Japanese. I know the Japanese word. Or sometimes I will hear a conversation around me in English, and it's like, okay, I know exactly how to say that in Japanese. It's like almost like I hear the person saying this, and it's like I almost like translate it immediately into Japanese. And I'm like, how am I doing that? So that's something that is like, I'm not remembering, it's just now something that I just know. So those are the ways that I personally learn. I think everyone has a different way of learning, but what I find is that learning should be fun. If you're not having fun when you're learning, then unfortunately you're probably not really going to truly understand it or get it all that well. For me, I think the progress is very slow, but it's also very steady. So I make progress of learning the characters, learning how to read it, speaking, understanding, and speaking some of it. Grammar is slowly getting a bit more comprehensible. I'm able to read faster now. So it's like, it's very slow progress, but that's how you make it to the end. I don't have a certain time frame or deadline that I'm trying to meet, and I'm just doing things that are just fun, So for me, it is very fun. It's very fun being able to be like, I know what that word is now. I can read this sentence and understand it now. I can listen to some of my favorite Japanese music singers and understand what they're saying, and I can sing it now. I can look at the lyrics and be like, oh my gosh, wow, I understand like about, a third or like a half of the chorus for this song, and I understand what they're saying. It's like, wow, it's actually, I can follow along with some of the song. That's a big accomplishment, and I think if you take those little steps like I do with this, it'll be so much more enjoyable. You'll make so much more progress, and it should be something fun, and I find it fun. So it's something that I am very passionate about, that I've been doing, and I will continue to do it, continue to learn, continue to study. So thank you also very much for watching this video. If you would like to come see, some of the language study that we do, I do the live streams on this channel every, I don't want to say every, because it's not really every, but it is most Saturday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern time is usually around the time that I start. If you would like to come, the streams are usually a few hours long, but we don't do the full thing for our Japanese. So if you're just there for like the Japanese, that'll probably be a bit later into the stream. But it is something that is very, very fun. So I enjoy it. But if you would like to come along and study as well and learn, some people are very interested in it. So it's always so fun and exciting. So I want to wish you all a fantastic. I want to thank you all so very much for watching this video, and let me know what you took away from it and if you're learning another language as well. So I shall see you all later. Bye bye now. Matane. You don't want to say sayonara. You don't want to say that because that means this will probably be my last video ever. Sayonara. No. No. So matane or ja mata. Bye bye.